Hello and welcome. Right, we have work to do. I've set the seeder going over because we're very kind of the last farmer actually got that all ready for us. So we do need to scan the field and we will need to, I would imagine, lime and fertiliser. So we will grab the Oito. I'll grab that in a minute and we'll set the lime and liming. Yeah, I don't know what's happened. I've got to be honest, the game is a real mess. I'm going to speak it as I know, and as a modder, I'm looking under the bonnet, and we all saw this was completely different. And yeah, without going into too much detail, modding-wise, you've got what they call a detail diffuse, which means it has two graphics files, and I've done that on this, so it should never lose it, and it has. So that's a Giants editor issue. So like this, yeah, we can't have this on the front either, not for a worker. So let's set that going, grab the line. Yeah, I know we've got our BGA to fit. This is obviously much smaller. This is more like the size of the normal one that Giants does really. So yeah, it's going to take a few more scans, but it was alright. So it's still better than the Giants one, really. So I love the next size up is what I class as really quite good because it saves all these many scans. But it is what it is. It's still better than not. So yeah, it's going to be always a bit of waste with this particular thing. Then we'll drop this to the side of the field and we'll let the lime align. Yeah. I'm planning on doing some modding for Giants. I don't think I'll quite do that. I'm going to miss that sort of section back there. So it's a tiny weeny bit that we're actually going to scan just for this last little tiny bit. And let's avoid the seeder. Swap that away. And then we'll let this line. See it being very good, really. No, I think it's going to be fairly awful, but we shall see. Yeah, it can surprise you sometimes. It shouldn't really need lowering for this, but I have found some issues recently with. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, seriously needs ploughing straight away. Oh, okay. Well, there's no point in this carry on with that. So, Hannah, old buddy. Let's get you to do this in a minute because it seems we need to plough the fields first. I'm not having a needs ploughing. If we're going to switch it on, then we need to do it, even though it was, yeah, it's a shame really because obviously the game cultivated it, so it's a bit of an annoying thing. I think you're the one that's got the front. You are. So we really want the other one with the baler. And obviously it's still only first growth, second growth stage. I think it's April morning when you get your full growth stage. So we're going to have to completely look. I mean, we've not lost anything. It was already like there anyway. So we'll grab this, do that. And then we'll also replant again. And then I'm going to follow straight on. To use a normal worker. Yeah, so they're just as good as Crossbow really. For many things, but I left that away. Sure, it's a fair. This is what I would say. If you was a beginner, if you wanted to like play Farming Simulator, oh, it looks like we're going to have to courseplay it, yeah, because it knows it's already been cultivated. It obviously can't read the ploughed sort of where it needs ploughing, and so it considers it, which we know is absolute nonsense. So field 22, I think that's right. It is. Right, so smashing. We want to go. We'll try 3, but may not. Oh no, that's fine. So 22 save course 10.5 meters. Set that going on the first waypoint. Go. Let's just check the rain a little bit. Now, I think this is quite an awful field if I remember. Ooh, okay, that. Why would that be like that? I know it's a light tractor and all, but seriously? What do you think that's made of? That is just totally bizarre. Why that would do that? Whoa, what on earth is that about? How absolutely strange. Wow. Okay, anyway, enough of this. Let's get cracking. So we need to, yeah, that starts ripping that. You're ready to do the seeding and, oh yeah, all this repairing. I've got to be honest, the game seems to be, if I was going to put this in sort of human terms, I'd say the Giants are having a meltdown. This is just ridiculous. I mean, 39. We bought that brand new. It's just done 2 fields, and it's, I mean, that's a lot for such a cheap seeder in the first place. Why would that be like that? Did we actually repair the... I think we did, yeah. I think if we look in this, that we should have the vehicles, the one that was in red should no longer be in red. Yeah, we did repair that. So we've got a couple at 100. Yeah, we'll need to go through the whole... Some of this obviously was, we know some of it really was like as naturally bought. Oh, the voucher. The voucher itself is actually really nice, so I didn't repair that. So let's get some of this work done. The Versu is apparently very badly damaged. Perhaps why it was doing wheelie stands. Maybe. Fantastic. I think we need to wait for this seemingly. I have no idea why that is like registering as so, or just on a very slight hill like that. That's awful. I think we need to borrow the telehandler weight for this little thing. I mean, that's surely not right. Not that something like that would be like that. There is one thing I'm going to say that I was seriously considering. I'm going to do a trailed fertilizer spreader rather than the one that I've got, because I thought it was, obviously you can then go bigger as well. It's a win-win. I was just sort of considering, I'm still going to use my model, but I'm just going to extend it, and obviously the frame's going to be completely different because it's going to be on a trailer. So let's stick that on the front. Let's drop that down for a minute. This is a heavy weight. It really is 2.5 tonner, so this should, if that does not stabilise that, then I really don't know what would. So let's line that. Let's say, yeah, because we can line that any time. That's not going to hurt at all. Shouldn't really get in the way an awful lot, but we might do. Yeah, let's wait a little while longer. Yeah, it's true, we're going to get in the way. So our second field, so this year, yeah, let's put the BGA down. That's true. So this is BI Industries, very, very tiny BGA. I think I'd like to put it in that corner out the way, which means we really need to shift the mower as well. So let's grab that out of the way. And let's let that go. Yeah, so the shape of this, although it is beautiful, because it is so low, it does cause issues, because obviously your 3-point is very, very low too. So far, though, I've got to be honest, it's definitely better than it was in FS22. I found it, I was a bit frustrated with it, because it was so fantastic, but there were so many pieces of kit that it really couldn't use. Yeah, that is weird. I've never seen that look like that before, but then again, I've never seen it lose all that it's lost. So yeah, I mean, as in like all the things that are losing. Now this is all Giants, so this is all of this modelling apart from the actual blades itself, which are hidden under that shroud. I mean, you can just about make them out. They are there, but yeah. So then let's, no, we don't want that. We want as far over that corner as possible the mini BGA by no, we don't send those factories. by BI Industries. 57,000, I think. It's just marginally dearer than Disturb Simulations. Yeah, I've shrunk this. It is an awful lot smaller than it used to be. Really. So it's the skirt that's like... Can we see if we can go as far back as possible? And like, yeah, so it's got to be... So it's the skirt again. Or is it too far over to the right? Oh, okay. We did get it working right before. So what has changed? We just twisted it very slightly. Ah, we've got that, yeah, that bit there. Oh, wow. Now that is a big skirt. It is Gordon Bennett. Is it? Yeah, so it's not how far to the left it is. Ah, it's overlaps with another object. Right, okay, so there's a bit of a happy bit just there. Can we pull it like that? So that we're not wasting... We're going to lose a bit of field, I would say, from this. Wow, that is really... Right, okay. Oh, I can see why, actually. Yeah, there's a bit of... Yeah, this is the painting I was talking about this last session. It really is a nightmare to get it right. I really... Yeah, that's not too terrible. But you can sort of see that paint blob there is sort of where it's almost like as if you imagine an aeroplane dropping stuff from a height. That's pretty much how I'd imagine the paint... Working the paint out, you need to be a bit of a genius to actually know how it works. That's not too terrible. I've seen an awful lot worse, but obviously my lines and that... There is obviously a premise to this, but it's just that there's not any modding notes on this type of thing where... Yeah, and I've not seen anything... I suppose I ought to ask Farmer Bob, really. He's an absolute whiz on this type of thing. Right, so that's that down. And imagine our plough is fairly much nearly. I reckon we could set the lima going now, seriously. So I think this needs to be... Well, let's leave it in the hired state because I want to see if it does that attached incorrectly. Yeah, so it does definitely do that. So now if I put it back on, does that reset it? No, it does. It's really weird because if you set it right to begin with, it's happy, and then like it does this tool. Now you don't need to do that for a fertilizer spread, I don't think. But if you did, we've actually done it. We've just seen that I've dropped that off, picked it up, which puts it in the raised position, lowered it down. So if it needs the lowered position, why does it now like not? If I press worker now. Why does it read that it's not correct? Because it can either only be lowered. It's the only state it needs to be in. So it's really strange. Again, another thing that's sort of really proving that it's... Yeah, things are not right. So I would imagine one headland dealt with that all. 27 metres. First, and I would imagine that Lando is nearly finished, so we can grab that ready. But we're going to take over. That's 2 bits done. Get that and then get the seeder on. Now we have got to... yeah, I don't really want to be seeding on this time on a field with stones on. We've got 2 stone pickers. There's absolutely no excuse for us not doing that. So let's go grab, repair and grab those. Let's do this properly. Okay, still not got a roller. Intense concentration going on. It really is nice to be back on this map. It really does bring back some very fond memories. Right, smashing. So, that's true. stone pickers are trailed. I'd imagine they are going to be fine for what we want to do. I apologise. We are going to make, obviously, this particular year, we're going to be pretty much... we need another tractor as well. Let's grab the other print off. Do we need to go that big for this? I think you will do nicely. No, but you were going to... Yeah, we were going to... No, we want to get the stones off first. So let's drop that and let's follow the print off. We will go grab the 2 stoners, repair them both and get them... I'm going to course plate because I've got to be honest, of all the implements that I've seen with a standard worker, although the standard workers are now really... That's one thing that I cannot give Giants jip for. The workers are very much improved on FS25 to any other iteration, so that's a definite success story for Giants. We won't go into all of the fails, epic fails, that personally, in my personal opinion, make FS25 the very worst iteration, and I don't just say that for effect, I really do find it is a real mess. Again, Giants, it is a possibility that Giants could well pull things. There are certain things that have been fixed that were not there initially. The manure again was broken as it was in FS22. That has not been fixed. Yeah, we're gonna need to grab Simon because he will not be... Oh, okay, well that's a ability that will do. Very much, young man. Let's grab t'other one. Get these 2 repaired. Get the stone picker with a course laid in. You're not sure how these are going to manage with this. Again, the only way to really ever find this type of thing out is through use. And then I did this before with Brinoth. It's definitely better than it was last year. It could not plough. Yeah, last time in FS22, it really couldn't. Let's repair as well. Wow. Yeah, this is what I noticed. Now, we bought this Merlot brand new. Why is that so badly damaged just for doing a bit of lifting? Yeah, and that too. This is definitely a new thing that Giants have done. And it's not good. It was already bad enough, the repair settings, you know, like before, without this new change for the worse. Yeah, I mean, obviously on PC we've got the script-based things that can help us with that, which make things much, much better, but it was already bad enough for console players without giving them this extra, where, I mean, I can like knock it down to like 0% if I want with the mods that we've got, but I want a bit of realism, but I don't think this is realistic. Again, it's just another... It's just about... it's 150 horsepower, I think, for this. Yeah, so it's the 9.5, which is a bit 170 or 190 or something like that. I don't think power, just done it. Fantastic. No, that one. Right, so that's the liming done. Let's hope it actually is done well and that we're not getting any issues with it. Fantastic. Let's get these 2 done, of course, laid in. Yeah, have I tried? I'm not sure if I've tried multiple workers on... I think you need to go to the advanced settings on horseplay. But yeah, I think we will do. I'm sure it is. I think you need to go to advanced. It's one of those things I noticed the other day when I switched to advanced to do... Yeah, because I think it almost always goes... Yeah, I wanted to go the wrong way around the field, and that's one of the advanced settings on horseplay, so... Let's grab that off the field and literally tell it to go on the edge of the field like that. And we will enter that. Fantastic. So then let's set this down. let's get this course laid in. So then, so it is basic settings. Yeah, you don't need to go into basic settings. I would say only 2 headlands if we're going to do for 2. That is a bit strange. Right, you can't see this. Yeah, that will do nicely. So it is 5.5. So it's the first time I've actually done this for a double course on FS25. Yeah, going back to my old notations of a 2 double course. Right, so then, so you are left 1 and you want first waypoint. Yes, go. So you on 2 clear load. We want you on right 1 and first waypoint. Yes, 5 to go. Excellent. So then we need to grab the tractor, which is sitting in the middle of the road. Okay, that's very different. I'm intrigued to see how the. It does seem to be managing quite well, actually. My bad. Paying too much attention to that and actually not enough to the road. So then I think actually it's true. I think we'll grab the seeds. We will get cracking on that in a minute. But we'll definitely have the weight because it seems that all of a sudden that is now this does need to be lowered. So for a seeder, I understand why this one needs to be lowered, but I have no idea why a fertilizer spreader, because let's be honest, the Razik is a fertilizer spreader. It's not a seeder. Now I made a seeder, but the seeder version and the fertilizer version are completely different, with a completely different XML and completely different function. So yeah, it is a bit of a strange one. So we've done the liming. We will de-stone, plant, and we will grab the. We could have a bit of fun actually. Yeah, I agree. No, we've got the. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah. It's heavy for Sable. Something's damaged. Let's repair again. Yeah, I think I just feel that they're crumbling at Giants. The way that things are going on outside in the game is a real mess. It really is, and the inner reflection of Giants yeah, it's just terrible, really. Again. I mean, that was brand spanking new. That's terrible. I wouldn't mind, but we've not gone through years or anything. It really is terrible. Yeah, let's get out of the way a bit, because I know, especially near the beginning of the course, they often tend to hug. It's a course play thing. It's always been like that, where they often start at a similar spot and go to a certain spot to begin again. So it's too terrible. Yeah, I've not actually seen the double courses at all on the FS25, so it's quite intriguing to see how the workers actually how they do everything. Now then, that might be in the way a little. Although I did try and pull it back deliberately for the reason that, or not very much in it. I probably rolled, yes, I'm sure I was back a bit more than that. Right, fantastic. Right, I think I'm going to go into a time lapse because although obviously it is just a field, we're trying to do everything that's spot on. The only thing we're not doing is rolling because we've not got a roller, and we're a little bit skint to say the least. So yeah, I mean, all this repairing at £5 a pop has taken all of our free money, and we're now absolute paupers. So yeah, I can't remember what we were at the beginning of the session, but we've spent a shed load of cash on. I did say this would need a bank loan to actually do this. This is just terrible. We did put the PGA down too. You'll find that's probably where most of the money's actually gone to. Really, I don't really know that it's the repair costs in this instance. So we need to sell this. The slurry needs to be going. Sorry, the silage and digestate needs to be. Silage itself needs to be distributing. We activated it. Yes, we have. And we need to go to the biogas plant, which we've only got the silage. So silage indeed activates, and I think it's no, we're keeping. Yeah, we sell naturally, so we want to be storing. No. Keep is all of them. Yeah. So obviously we know it's going to sell this lot straight off. So yeah, that's going to be a good. I've not changed the recipe unduly. A little. I think I've tweaked it a little. I wanted it to be as it naturally should be. So how are we doing on the? Right, let's say my words. Yeah, we've gone through everything that we need to. Now, how much silage? You're saying that. How much did we have in the end? Digester 81 tons. Silage 162. So again, that's yeah. Yeah, obviously we're going to have a lot of digestate left. We could use that for actually the slurry spreading, being as we have got it on hand at present. It just seemed right. I'm going to do this myself. Yeah, I'm going to say my words. See you guys and gals on the other side. think that's everything done. I do. That looks fairly good to me. So 2 grass fields, so double the output on the BGA. We've obviously placed the BGA. We're very, very skint. Let's go through till tomorrow morning. Right, let's have a look. Let's go through till tomorrow morning and see what happens. Yeah, well, but I suppose, no, we're on hard economy, as we all know. So what we get from the BJ is not going to be stupendous, but obviously there was quite a lot in there. So about 18-odd thousand. How much did that actually get through? Silage is completely gone, I think. Yeah, it has. So that's all in the biogas plant. 81,000 litres, and it does process, I can't remember how much, so digestate. Oh, wow. Digestate is quite amazing, definitely. Yeah, so that's not done too terrible, but not a lot, as we can see. It really isn't a deal breaker. It's not going to make us a fortune. So what is in sales, which has been our main cause of joy and thing. Oh, another MKS 8 from another. No, I think that's a genuine Giants one. So 30, we can actually buy that. Oh, tight header. No, we do want that. Yeah, I'm willing to stick my neck out. Oh, isn't this typical? I was talking about this by Axery. Yeah, we could really do with a lorry, but again, it's one of those things that sometimes you've just got to. Yeah, I mean, we are literally broke. And I would imagine most farmers with a way of making a bit of cash in this instance would, yeah, I suppose we have got the other sort of a lorry, but it's not quite, I don't think it's the same, but yeah, it's this, I'm weeping inwardly at this one, I've got to be honest. Yeah, it's not nice. Right, so we're going to keep that. We need to keep that. We'll grab that. Luckily for us, there are some small items, and for once, I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, let's grab the nosh as well. Everything in an instance like this, when your back's to the wall, I don't think you've got any option but to sort of do this type of thing, really. Grab that. Yeah, I know. The beautiful thing is, I'm looking forward to doing the mowing when the rain stops, because obviously we have now got the mower. Well, I'm not looking forward to the repair costs, which seem to be exorbitant suddenly again. It's almost like, I've got to be honest, almost like the used equipment is now getting more of a knock. Sort of, I mean, not just used. I mean, with some of those bits, those items that have hardly seen any use at all, they are heavily been, you know, like really, yeah, walloped. So it's not that, again, I don't see why we'd sort of like seeing this, why the game's being changed it for the negative nearly all the time. There's always, yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest, I'm so close to taking precision farming up, and I love it. It's probably my second favourite mod, but not at the minute. No, scrap that by the, yeah, we're going, yeah, I think we're going to literally do everything. I don't think we've got even a grand or something like that is really, it's a nice colour. It all helps at the minute. No, we need to do this point. I like this by Holes. Again, I'm a massive fan of Holes' work. He's another modder that will go. Yeah, he's a modder that I respect a lot. He doesn't seem to toe the line the same as, he doesn't care. He's going to do mods, and he's sort of got that. He'll do things quite differently, and he'll do things reasonably, and all that type of stuff. And he seems to get away with it with Giants, where a lot of modders like myself, unknown person, you don't get away with like anything like that. So yeah, it's nice to see someone like Holes fighting for the underdog, because that's what it sort of looks like to me. Let's move this out of the way as well. Stick it over the back of the car park. turn around. It is the right way round. Oh, go back in. Yeah, it is also nice. BDBSSB is a really good modder. Obviously, I've watched his channel and seen the things that he's done. He really knows his stuff. It's nice to see him actually on the game this time. So we're going to have to take a huge loan out, aren't we, for the bigger things. Again, we've got a good relationship with the bank manager. It like I said with Kevin, on certain Let's Plays, but not this one. You're not when you really need to have a no holes barred and like anything goes, because you've got to dig very deep with this kind of Let's Play. Again, you could make it really stringent. You could actually do that and it would make it last longer, but I've got to be honest, as a content creator, I want to I mean, you've already been through quite a lot of the sales and all the rest of it, and obviously when we get established, this is not going to be such a big thing because we will have all of our equipment. But right now, it really is. So we need to like dig deep for this one and like borrow a lot. Yeah, 181 was it, something like that? Let's do 200. And yeah, oh, actually, it was the other one I'm thinking about. Yeah, they're quite amazing, these maps. Obviously, truthfully, on a big scale, if you were doing sugar beets, again, does this do more than sugar beet now? Because obviously, with the increasing of like vegetables that you could stick on your fields now, it really would come into its own if it does that. But I'm not sort of seeing. So we don't. No, we don't anything like that. We just want a basic. So is this a dry as well then? I think it is, isn't it? It very much looks like it. It's a little bit dearer than the Stara. Oh, it's a bit bigger though. Yeah, it's the storage on that's a bit different. Although it's not sure it's that much more. It does look a little. As in like what I was expecting. So then, can we afford the header if we repay everything? Hopefully, and if it skints us again, I'm quite happy with that, because it will be worth it to have a header. Yeah, it will. It's true. They're 32,000, so right back to 60 odd thousand. But it's a 60 meter, and that can cope with it. I think you were allowed. Yeah, we're going to go transport wheels. I know I love the fact that you can do that. Brands. Yeah, we're going to do. So we're going to go John Deere, green, and Thresher. Also John Deere green. And I think I actually do like the rest black. Rim colour. John Deere is. Oh, it's yellow, isn't it? So we weren't far off. We weren't far off at all. Right, so 35,309. Indeed, we will. I love the fact they've got the drapers on them. It's amazing. I love the drapers. Always have done. Right, so yeah, that is, I think, where we're going to leave this session. Yeah, because you've seen enough of the store, and the next session we're going to get a bit of work done. Or do we go through to tomorrow? Oh, I know we're cutting. Yeah, we're going to cut later today, aren't we, on our original field? I don't want to be losing any cutting off any sort of work time. I don't want to I can't see where I'm going. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this should now be 4 of 4. Yeah, it is ready to harvest, and it does say growth stages if it's not, so it really is ready. So I'll just speed time so that next session we're ready to like rock and roll. Yeah. Yes, I also need to repair. Yeah, let's just pop up to the shop and repair the two. Have we got? No, we haven't got a tractor up there, have we? Let's do last job of the day. Let's grab you the fence. Actually, I think we ought to grab the one of the Prinos. The one. No, you're the wrong one, aren't you? Yeah. The other Prinoff, the one with the front 3-point link. Now, this one's going to be interesting. I'm not sure on this whether it will cope with the mower. Yeah, it's. Do we sell mine to offset it a little? I know we're not going to get a lot, but what I mean is if we're going to one that has got a windrow, I wouldn't normally ever sell this because it's sort of like, but in this instance where our back is really against the wall and every penny or every dollar counts, I think we've got to make sort of decisions that you wouldn't normally make. We do really need to dig deep, I think. So yeah, okay, we'll sell this because we've upgraded. I'm hoping this actually, yeah, this will be a good test really next session to see how this copes with. It's nice to see these lorries obeying the stop sign. Speed time up a little as we're going so that hopefully it will stop raining at some point. Indicate. Not that you could see through the mower. Yeah, I ought to put indicators on this at some point. With it being the shape that it is. Oh no, it's alright, we're going to sell it. Yeah, it's still not terrible. For saying we used it for pretty much a year. Yeah, so again, it's weird. I mean, I know things change. I know we all have to get used to that, and I do. Well, I am used. I know this. I mean, I've been playing since FS19, so I know Giants do this in every single thing. And I suppose in some ways it is a reminder that it is a game too. But it's just all of this, like for the worst, that I'm not a massive fan of. Interesting to see. It does look about right. We should see. Whether we get any issues. You see, that was brand new. It shouldn't really have any running cost. It's not. I mean, I know the game sort of. But that's my point. The game is charging for months. Okay. That's what we asked for. I knew. So it did remember the search. Okay, well, we'll buy and sell it because we've bought one ourselves and it was better value. But yeah, let's do it. Let's grab that. We don't need to repair it either, so win-win. We did pay $3 grand for it though. Yeah, so I've done the search, so I don't mind us making a bit of cash from it. So I wasn't sure, obviously with the game going wrong, I would never have bought the other, I would have sold it had I realised next time. Yeah, I would never have done it had I realised for 1 minute that the search was still going to be successful. So. Smashing. So let's take that down to the edge of the field. I'm going to say my goodbyes. I am. Yeah, we're ready for next session. One thing. Let's just set this in swap mode. I know that you have to do this. I need to do it. Swap lock exit. So now I need a windrower. which this is going to speed things up a little. The only thing I've got against the crossplay is there's a bit of a knack to using them. You have to manually unfold the arms every single time. For a long time when I used this on Rizu Forest, I was like, why does the game say this is a 10 metre mower when it's only something like a 9.4? It is a 10 metre, but you have to unfold those knuckles at the back. Literally, I'll show you what I mean when it gets to the bit. For those who don't know, I know there's a lot of people who do know. You sort of have to, and if you use a worker, especially courseplay, it will, I don't know about a standard worker, they may be exempt from this. When you unfold, you've got to push the knuckles out with your gamepad, each one left, like that, and the right, sorry, left, okay, I forgot what can I do that way. That's right, it's left. Oh, it's left, but then right still, right, okay, but that's it. But if you use courseplay, you've also got to put it right next to the first thing, because if you tell it to go across the field, it'll unfold it. Ooh. And again, this is another issue that's now been on the game for quite a few, where you've got these water planes that start to come onto the map, which totally ruin immersion. I've got to be honest, this is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to have a go. I'm the first to give Giants credit where credit's due, but that's an absolute total mess. It really is. It just disappeared. It has as well, but it's still, we still all saw it. It wasn't a figment of anyone's imagination. It really is awful. So yeah, I just don't get it. Right, anyway, let's just speed up. I'd like to leave it so we can actually get going with the action on the next session. It should be first growth stage on our new field, so we're not going to cut that. Oh no, not more rain. I do like this though, because you never would have seen this normally with standard weather. And it is realistic, you can get whole days like this where it's like just going to go from rain to rain to rain. So let's just see. Oh, we actually get any... Oh wow. Ooh, okay, no, it's a bit of sun later, I don't mind cutting in the evening. I'm going to have to let the moisture go down a bit, though. That is very... Mind you, I always do anyway. I've always played that level of realism for a long time, where I let them, give it an extra half hour. I don't know with this level of rain whether that would be enough. I would say, but again, we're going to get into dark soon, so give it half hour. Take it to about 6:45. And we will check. Yeah, I'm going to check the sales, because I would imagine we've got a shed load of stuff ready for tomorrow as well. Oh, we've got a roller. We'll save that till next session, I think. Yeah, we will. So we've got the shop to sort out, and we have a field to cut. Just going to sort of show you the field over there. Obviously, these are only temporary grass fields as well. I don't intend on... Oh, we've got some damaged circles and all sorts. Yeah, so first growth stage. Growth 2 out of 4, so 2 more stages before it's completely done. But it's not yet. At least we've got our business started. Okay, so 2 grass fields now. So I couldn't see sight of where we were. Yeah, so I hope you'll join me next session, where we're going to get cutting on the old one. Did I pay back my loan? We seem to have a bit more money than I would have thought. No, we did, yeah. Oh, no, of course, yeah, we've gone through and we've got the BGA. How is that actually doing? Yeah, so 17,000 though on top. Yeah, it's really nearly hammered that. So another evening and that's all going to go. But you can see that although it's not that much, even one business of the BGA, just the grass business, on hard economy, we'd be doing an awful lot better for our normal. But again, I'm playing realistically on the most realistic thing, and it is tough. It really is. So yeah, I'm pleased. We're still doing terribly well, but the sales are giving us an edge, definitely, that cannot be denied, that without those we'd be struggling on one field with the most basic equipment. Not that I have any problem with that, but what I mean is due to the sales, we've got really good equipment well before our time, which does prove how good and useful they are. Yeah, so hope you join me next session. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.